Hi, I'm Jason Houtsma, guitar instructor for worshipartistry.com. In this video, we're going to be taking kind of those main acoustic parts that we learned for Shout Hosanna by Kristian Stanfill and actually take off the capo and work kind of in a lower range so that we can really carry the song on our own. But if you want to see the full lesson of everything that this lesson has to offer, I highly recommend going to worshipartistry.com, where you can jump through, skip the parts that aren't relevant to you, practice along, charts tabs, yada yada, all that stuff. But if you really just want to watch the long version, let's go ahead and dive in. Now for our solo acoustic, I decided to take the capo off and really try and drive the song more in the bass note. You know, on the acoustic lesson, we were really coming up to those higher notes, really kind of following almost that loop kind of a feel and that riff up there. But for this, we're actually going to drop and really drive home the bass notes as well as the lead riff. So let's take a look. Now, if you notice on your chart, you can look over at that lead chart, you're going between an A and a D. Now the bass is really driving that on the song. And so rather than playing the full A chord and the full D chord, what we're going to do on that verse is we're going to come up and play an octave. So we're going to be on the 5th fret of that E and then the 7th fret of that D. We're going to make sure that we mute the A string there. And we're just going to keep that same rhythm going. And if we wanted to, we could just drive it more with just the full idea. So you're going between the A and then you're just taking that octave up to the 10th fret to play that D. And if you want, you know, sometimes I like to bring in that ring finger and play a power chord on the D just to kind of give it a little bit more emphasis. So you get that. And then drop it down to that F sharp. Back to the D. And then at that point, you know, when the rest of the song kind of kicks in, I like to start kind of emphasizing the big open chords, just that straight up A, D. Once again, the chord chart and the chord shapes are below, but you've got that. Build it 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to give it a little, you know, that electric guitar kind of does a similar thing, and then we're right into the shout. And that can kind of drive you through that chorus. Now, for that instrumental section, rather than playing way up here, we can get a similar kind of a feel down here just by going with our pointer finger on the G and the pinky on the 5th fret of the B. And then just drop down to that 3rd fret of your B. If you want to lighten it up as you go into that bridge section. Finally, there's that riff right at the end where it does that the electric guitar is doing. You know, we're playing the high octave up there, and then, you know, during the verse it's down here. But we can create it on the acoustic guitar like this. Kind of catching that same idea. So what I was doing is I'm just working off that A chord, but I'm really only focusing on those lower strings. So I give that kind of same rhythm as on the electric guitar section. And then, and all that is just pulling off on your 2nd fret of your B, landing on the 2nd of the G, to the 4th of the D, and then back to the G. Second time, you just stay on that D. And that's just a great way to kind of end the song, or if you wanted to even intro it that way, you know, you could do that. To the King of the, you know, a lot of different things you can do there. So it's a lot of fun to play. It's one of those songs that you can really go crazy on. So that's kind of what I would do in a solo acoustic section. I know that might be kind of a little more than we usually do, but I thought the song was worth it. So enjoy.